Well, in September of 2012, front page article in most newspapers in America, the Institute of Medicine revealed a crazy number that they had been watching. Of course, the Institute of Medicine is the ethics watchdog for the medical system, and they have failed us terribly because it's been going on. This is a yearly figure. This is not a 100-year accumulation. This is a yearly figure. Each year, medical doctors in America defraud their patients and their patients' health insurance companies $750 billion a year. We're talking about one-third of the medical budget, which is $3 trillion a year. $750 billion is $750 billion. And they're talking about billing for things they didn't do. They're billing for things that they did but were unnecessary. Billing for a common one is people get billed for chronic Lyme's disease when it's really gluten intolerance. Gluten intolerance, doctors don't get much income, $30 for an office call. But Lyme's disease, infectious disease, they get $250 an office call, right? And so this has been going on, of course, for a long time. The Benjamin Rush, who was our first U.S. Surgeon General, he was a Revolutionary War surgeon for the Revolutionary Army, a famous guy. He was a contributor to the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. He signed both. And he's an interesting guy. In a note to Thomas Jefferson, he said, we've got to put freedom of medical care into the Constitution like we have freedom of speech and freedom of religion. Otherwise, medical doctors over time will become a dictatorship, and it'll be the worst possible thing. Well, that was in 1776. And today, his worst nightmares come true. Almost 300 years later, his worst nightmares have come true. Since 1914, 100 years ago, the medical system has converted themselves, the allopathic doctors, MDs, medical doctors have converted themselves into a protective monopoly, self-policing, no oversight by any agency. And this is how they can get away with $750 billion every year of fraud against the patient and the patient's medical system. And, of course, the big mistake the Affordable Health Care system made was that they thought patients were getting worse because they weren't seeing enough doctors. Well, they were seeing too many doctors. That's the problem. So what I want you to do is get a hold of the book Epigenetics. Contact your young DVD associate and get a hold of the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Get a hold of the trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and Passport to Aromatherapy, and learn how to deal with over 900 different diseases using vitamins and minerals and trace minerals and rare earths, amino acids, fatty acids, herbs, and aromatherapy oils. That's the trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy. And additionally, to learning how to deal with all those diseases, you're going to learn how to do your own laboratory tests. Instead of a $2,000 laboratory test / physical exam in the doctor's office, you can do everything the doctor does in his office for less than $5. You can get all the blood test strips, you can get all the urine test strips, you can do your own equivalent of a colonoscopic exam with an occult blood test and what's called a FIT test. It's an acronym for fecal immunochemical test. And these will give you the equivalent, much safer than somebody putting a garden hose up your rump to do a colonoscopic exam. You can get all the same information, again, from the occult blood test and the FIT test. And you can do these things. It'll cost you a total of $5 to do your physical. You go to a doctor and let him do it. It's $2,000. Okay? There's a little, which I say, overbilling. So get a hold of the book, Epigenetics, The Death of Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Learn why you need the 90 essential nutrients to feed your genes, your DNA, your RNA, and your telomeres, the end caps on your chromosomes. You can maximize your genetic potential for health and longevity, intelligence, disease, resistance, all the stuff you want out of life. You're not going to get it just by eating well. So you need to know why. Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Get the 90 for Life program, and you'll be able to give your genes, your DNA, your RNA, and your telomeres everything they need to maximize their genetic potential for health and longevity, intelligence, fending off diseases, disease resistance, speed, strength. I mean, this is good stuff. This goes through nutrient by nutrient, and which one does what for each gene and so forth is like crazy. The things you're going to learn from this book, Epigenetics, you're going to add 25 to 50 healthy years to your life just by employing the information in this book. And then you use the trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy, and you're going to save an enormous amount of money. You're going to save yourself an enormous amount of unnecessary misery. You'll add 25 to 50 healthy years to your life by learning how to deal with over 900 different diseases using vitamins and minerals and trace minerals and rare earths, amino acids, fatty acids, herbs, and aromatherapy oils. Take control of your life, okay? Doctors have failed us terribly. Many of them should be in prison, like Bernie Madoff. I mean, Bernie Madoff is in prison for life plus 150 years for defrauding his investors of $3 billion. Not one single doctor has gone to jail for defrauding the American public and their insurance companies of $750 billion each year. That's yearly figure, okay? Well, that's because doctors have no oversight by any agency. They're self-policing, a protected monopoly, and that means that they actually were able, through legislation, through giving elected officials at the federal, the state, the county, and city level money under the table to side rail all their competition by legislation. Only medical doctors get paid by insurance. So take care of it yourself. Make the doctors say, oh my gosh, where'd my patients go? You're taking care of yourself. You don't need them anymore. Well, stick with us. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Youngtivity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
I thought we'd talk a little bit about a doctor who's got himself in trouble in Detroit. Headline of this AP story is Cancer Doc Admits Giving Patients Unnecessary Chemo. See, this Detroit area cancer doctor accused of putting people through unnecessary treatments and then billing insurers for millions of dollars, pled guilty to fraud. And he's admitting that he knew his patients often didn't need chemotherapy. Dr. Farid Fata is pled guilty to 16 charges, including money laundering and conspiracy without the benefit of a plea deal with prosecutors, according to U.S. Attorney Barbara McQuade. She said she would not negotiate such a shocking case and will seek a sentence of life in prison. She goes on to say we weren't interested in bargaining in any way. His conduct was so egregious, it wasn't a matter of him stealing money, but torturing patients by lying to them about having cancer. Chemotherapy is poison intended to kill cancer cells. The hearing was supposed to be an opportunity to argue about the evidence, including an email that showed he had an interest in a $3 million castle in Lebanon, his native country, as a part of the scheme. But U.S. District Judge Paul Borman went over the charges and asked Fatah each time, "You're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?" "Yes," he replied. Patients and relatives of former patients are stunned when the charges were filed. They protested against Fatah at the courthouse sidewalk and still regularly meet to swap stories. His cancer clinic, called Michigan Hematology Oncology, had 7 offices and had related businesses that performed tests to look for cancer. So, he had the ability to say, oh, yeah, you got cancer, and maybe you didn't. And he's saying that, he has submitted that about $225 million in claims to Medicare over 6 years, about half for chemotherapy, the other for cancer treatments. Medicare paid about $91 million, and private insurers were billed as well. A guy by the name of Jeff Burrs said his father, Milton Burrs, died in 2008, a year after being diagnosed with leukemia. He recalled the 81-year-old getting treatments while sitting in Fatah's parking garage. The Dr. Fatah told my dad it would make it easier. His kidneys eventually failed. He said, did the drugs kill him or the cancer? I don't have a definitive answer, but I do have my suspicions.
Well,
yeah, wow.
This guy is not unusual. That's the unfortunate thing. In the monologue, it talked about $750 billion, and this guy billed for 200 and something million, right?
Yeah.
That's 1/10 of 1 billion, 1/10 of 1 billion, and he should go to jail for life. He really should be executed because I'm sure a lot of the patients he treated for cancer were killed and they died, and he wrote the death certificate and said they died of complications of cancer, and it was the cancer treatment that they didn't need that killed them. And so it should be worse than vehicular homicide because it should be first-degree murder. This guy should be executed for multiple first-degree murders. And we do that to about 1,000 doctors. The medical system will straighten up. This guy is just going to make all the ones doing the same thing. They're going to get a little more clever. They'll be much more watchful about what they do and kind of keep their toes on the free throw line, but they'll lean over the free throw line. And they're still going to do all the bad things, but they're going to be much more clever about protecting themselves because this guy got caught. And so I think, we need a Judge Roy Bean here for doctors. Remember that old Texas judge? He's famous for, a cowboy to shoot up the town.
Hang him high. And
he'd say, well, don't be nervous, sir. I'm going to give you a fair trial, and then I'm going to hang you. And if, we put a few thousand doctors in jail and execute a few of them for stuff like this, suddenly now they'll all get on the right side and be on the patient's advocate instead of being a robber baron and stealing everything they can from the patients. Thank you, Doug. That was a great one. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Las Vegas, Nevada. And Joe, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Joe. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Doctor. It's an honor to speak to you.
Well, thank you, sir. How can we help you?
My wife, 3 years ago, was diagnosed with RA.
Okay.
She's 54 years old, and she's 5'5", 120 pounds. She heard you speak in one of your lectures somewhere, and she heard you speaking of minocycline, and she tried to take the minocycline, and she had a bad reaction. So now she's on doxycycline. She seems to be doing better with that.
Okay, good.
We're both members of Longevity, and both of us are taking Tangy Tangerine Beyond Osteo FX, Glucogel, EFA Plus, and Selenium.
Okay,
I'm just wondering, Doctor, is there anything else she needs to take?
Absolutely, yes. There's a couple of things I would add to that. At 120 pounds, in fact, you're doing all the right stuff, so I applaud you for that. But, Shar, what would you add in place of the minocycline or doxycycline antibiotics? What longevity product would you use to support the immune system and knock off a few of the bugs?
Killer Biotic.
Very good. Perfect answer. Killer Biotic. I'd have her take 3 of those twice a day. That'll be 2 bottles a month. It's 8 herbs that are designed to support the immune system, and 2 of these herbs actually have antimicrobial properties which can kill the bug. And so I would have her do that in addition to the antibiotics. The second thing I would have her throw in is the Immortalium. And the Immortalium is designed to support and promote production of stem cells, as well as supporting the stem cells are existing, doing their job, which is rebuilding normal cells. We take people, and Shar, you remember that gal from Alaska?
Yes, Antonio, Scotland. Yep.
Antonio, and she actually had terrible rheumatoid arthritis for 23 years. I mean, extremely deformed, and fingers all gnarled up like pretzels. And just in 30 days, on the same program your wife is taking, plus the Killer Biotic, she never tried the antibiotic. She went right to the Killer Biotic. In 30 days, she is pain-free for the first time in 23 years, 30 days. Took her 6 months to begin to rebuild everything. Within a year, she's playing the piano. Your wife can do the same thing, Joe. Give us a call every 2 weeks and give us an update. And we'll be back after these messages.
Well, let's head to Washington State. And Cindy, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Cindy. You're on the air.
Thank you, Dr. Wallach, and thank you for the difference you're making in our world. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you. You're very, very kind. How can I help you?
I'm calling today about my father. His name is Woody. He is 74 years old. He's 5'9", 195 pounds. He's in very good health, but I want to get him started on the products he wants to start. He's done a lot of detox type things in his life, a lot of heavy metal removing and things like that. So he's in pretty good health. I think he's a little heavy, his stomach, and then he's had a hiatal hernia, so he has that, stuff that comes up if he doesn't eat alkaline, he says, after 6 o'clock. He had viral meningitis when he was 25. He worked in the shipyard around a lot of blues and things like that and got out of there. Let me see. He's never had asthma or eczema. He does have a little athlete's feet, some fungus on his toes. Other than that, I really don't know. But we want to get him started. What would you suggest?
Okay, just a basic start. Shar, what would you start somebody 195 pounds? What would you give him just as a start, keeping in mind he does have a little reflux?
Well, he needs the healthy digestive packs.
Okay, very good. What would you add to the 2 healthy digestive packs for the reflux piece?
Well, doesn't it come with the enzymes in it?
It comes with the enzymes, comes with the probiotics, but there's another little piece.
Another little piece?
Yeah.
Besides the enzymes?
Think of Ancient Legacy.
Oh, the peppermint oil, of course.
The peppermint oil, of course. Very good. Yes, and so, Cindy, here's what I would do exactly as Shar said. You get your dad 2 per month of the healthy digestive packs. That will allow him to have 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses twice a day, breakfast and dinner. And it also give him the ultimate enzymes. And take 2 of those, say 2 to 5 minutes before each meal, with a couple ounces of water, and then take the probiotics. Take 2 servings a day of the probiotics, and then it's called FloraFX capsules. And then the peppermint oil, I would have him put 4 drops of our peppermint oil. I'd get 2 bottles. They're like 10 milliliter bottles, and I'd get 2 of those bottles from Ancient Legacy of our peppermint oil, and put 4 drops of the peppermint oil in an 8-ounce cup of warm water before each meal, and have him sip on that throughout the meal. And whatever's left over in that cup at the end of the meal, if it lasts that long, go ahead and finish it off at the end of the meal. And Shar, you've seen reflux go away pretty quickly, haven't you?
Like 10 seconds. Also, he said he had fungus toenails. Mm-hmm. He could take the killer biotic for that.
Yeah, he could take the killer biotic, 3 of those twice a day from internal aspect. And what would you put on the toenails directly, topically?
Colloidal silver.
Yeah, colloidal silver would be great. The Envision colloidal silver, or you could throw in the tea tree oil from Ancient Legacy. Yep. Good job, Shar. Okay, Cindy, call us every couple of weeks and let us know how Dad's doing. Welcome to the Youngevity family. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Youngevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Florida. And Sandra, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Sandra, you're on the air.
Yes, Dr. Wallach, yes. I have diabetes, but I have neuropathy. I have constant pain every day. Pain. And
How much do you weigh? How much do you weigh, Sandra?
140 pounds.
240, and how tall are you, dear?
5'5".
Okay. All right. So you have diabetes, you have neuropathy, we have a weight challenge here. And do you have any arthritis or back problems?
Sometimes my back hurt.
Okay. And then what about any skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, or rosacea?
No.
You ever have any history of asthma as a kid or bronchitis?
I don't remember, no.
You have breathing problems?
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
They have a heart problem, too.
Well, you have a heart problem. What kind of heart problem?
Well,
congestive heart failure? Do you have...
Yes.
Okay, congestive heart failure, okay. And do you have any constipation or diarrhea?
Yes, I have constipation.
Okay, here we go. Shar, this is a Shar thing.
Yeah,
as complicated as this sounds.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a medical degree, Shar?
No.
Okay, so what are we going to do for this nice lady?
Well, did she say 140 or 240?
240.
Okay, well then... Okay, then she needs 2 healthy blood sugar packs. And then for the neuropathy and the heart problems, for the heart she needs extra selenium. And for the neuropathy she needs Ultimate Daily. And also she needs de-stress for the congestive heart failure.
What would you give her for the weight?
ASAP.
Yeah, very, very good. Perfect. You get 100 plus, okay? So here we go, Sandra. Char's exactly correct. You'd get 2 of the healthy blood sugar packs, and I would also get an extra bottle of Sweeties. So you could take 3 Sweeties at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. That will allow you to have 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, and 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. You're going to have to get the 2 bottles of the large bottles of glucogel. And as Shar said, congestive heart failure, I'd get the de-stress capsules. I'd get 3 of those 3 times a day. That's 3 bottles a month. And then also for the, let's see here, constipation, that's going to go away as you get on a gluten-free diet. You have to be on a drop-dead gluten-free diet. But if you want to deal with that quicker, you can take an ounce of the herbal rainforest at bedtime with a glass of water. And this is going to, don't forget the 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. That's going to support and promote maintenance, repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, which is very important here because as the discs shrink in between your vertebrae, they smash the roots of the sciatic nerve, which then cause peripheral neuropathies in your feet and your hands and so forth, sciatica, that kind of stuff, bulging discs, low back pain. Of course, doctors want to do surgeries for these things, but we've been doing this for 36 years, and despite the claims by doctors you cannot regrow cartilage, by supporting and promoting maintenance repair, we can get the cartilage and the disc to repair themselves. Okay? And so this can be a process because you have many, many things here. But the basic underlying cause of everything is a gluten intolerance. So no fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates and nitrites, absolutely no oils. That means no olive oil, no coconut oil, no margarines, mayonnaise, cellulose, and cooking oils, and absolutely no gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Give us a call every 2 weeks. I want to know your weight. I want to know your blood pressure. I want to know your blood sugar. Anytime you go to the doctor, I want to know the status of your heart. And you can tell us about your pain level and neuropathy. You can also, if you want to, you can get 2 jars per month of the CM cream, and you can topically put the CM cream on your back, or if you prefer capsules rather than the 2 jars of the topical cream, you could take the CM Plus capsules and take 3 of those twice a day. It'd be 2 bottles a month, and that's going to give you a global anti-inflammatory process and globally relieve pain all over your body. Okay, Doug, let's go to another caller.
All right, let's head to Colorado, and Ann, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Ann, you're on the air.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, how can we help you?
Well, I have had diabetes for about 22 years, but it might have been there, not diagnosed before that.
Okay, is it type 2 or type 1?
Supposedly type 2, but I have been put on insulin shots. I take
that doesn't matter.
22 units in the morning, 22 units.
Let's stop there. Let's stop there a minute. One of the reasons why people don't get a good result from the various oral medications for diabetes is they don't absorb it. And so then they go to the injectable insulin, and that doesn't mean you don't have type 2 diabetes. It just means you can't absorb the pills. Okay, so they don't work very well. So let's see here. Do you have any history of skin problems, eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, rosacea?
Oh, I have scales and scabs on the scalp primarily.
Okay.
I have one little bit of eczema on one arm, just one little, like the size.
Okay, it doesn't matter. It's kind of like pregnancy. You're either pregnant or you ain't. It's like pregnancy. You're either pregnant or you're not. So you can't be a little bit pregnant.
I'm 83.
It doesn't matter because you're missing my point here, dear. You're saying I just have a little bit of eczema. Okay, well, it's still eczema. The answer is yes, I have eczema. Okay, just because it's a little bit and not a lot, you have things going on in your scalp. You have either eczema or dermatitis, or maybe even it's a form of psoriasis on your scalp. So this is all very important stuff. Do you have any history of constipation or diarrhea?
I have had both at different times.
Sure. Did you ever have your gallbladder taken out or your appendix taken out?
No.
Okay, good. All right. Again, what do you weigh, dear?
It's probably about 250 at this point.
Okay, 250. How tall are you?
I have had an amputation below the knee on the right side. I've also had some loss of vision. I've had cataract surgery, and I have had the laser surgery 3 times, so I have blind spots in both retinas. Okay,
now how tall are you?
About 5'6.5". Used to be 5'7.5".
So you've lost an inch in height. Okay, very good. All right, again, this is a Shar thing. What would you do for this nice lady, Shar?
Well, she definitely has a gluten problem. There's no question about it, and that's what led to all these other problems. But at 250, she needs, at the very least, 2, and she should take 3 of the healthy blood sugar packs.
Yeah, and just to kind of help her budget a little bit, you're exactly right. I would give her 2 of the healthy blood sugar packs and get an extra bottle of the sweeties, so she could take 9 sweeties a day, 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner. That would also allow her to have 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner. And then I would, let's see here, I think, what would you give her for the weight? She needs to lose 100 pounds.
Oh, yeah, ASAP for sure.
ASAP, a dropper full under your tongue, Ann. Let it absorb through your oral tissues. Do not swallow it. A dropper full, not a drop. 1 bottle of the ASAP will last you a month. You'll lose a half a pound to 2 pounds a day. The magic here, dear, is you will keep it off as long as you stay on your 90 essential nutrients. Call us every 2 weeks with your weight, your blood pressure, and your blood sugar levels, and we'll walk you through this. We'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Longevity and 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Idaho and Eldora. You're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Eldora. You're on the air. Hello, Eldora. You're on the air.
Dr. Wallach, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, great. This is kind of an update call with a question about the amount of what my husband's dose
Sure.
should be.
Let's go for it. We only have a few moments here.
Okay, he's been on the hepatitis C. You cut his dosages down by half as far as the drinks. I guess what's most important, I need to know if I can change from the drinks to something else because he's not liking the drinks. He's running into diarrhea again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what to do. I've kind of cut it down the last.
What does he weigh?
So.
What does he weigh?
He's 218.
Okay. Well, what I would do, we actually have capsules. We have the healthy heart and brain pack. It's on the go. It comes in capsules, and he would need 2 boxes. There's 30 little envelopes in each of the boxes, and he would need an envelope twice a day, 1 per 100 pounds of body weight. Take that at breakfast and dinner. I'd get him an extra bottle of selenium so he could have take 3 extra selenium sort of at midday, or take 1 with each meal, whatever he wants to do. And then I would also have him take the immortalium. Let him take the immortalium, which is going to help him maintain the stem cells in the liver to kind of keep replenishing liver cells and so forth, support and promote maintenance and repair of the liver cells, the hepatocytes. And so the immortalium, I'd have him take 3 twice a day. That'll be 2 bottles a month, the immortalium. So it'll be 2 boxes a month, which each contain 30 envelopes of the on-the-go heart and brain pack. Okay, those little envelopes of capsules. And then we get an extra bottle of selenium, so he can take the extra selenium, which is the happy pill for the liver. The liver, this is the essentiality of selenium was determined by liver disease when they withdrew selenium from laboratory animals. And then that's where I would go. I would also, is he getting the killer biotic?
No, he does not have that. I've had him on the day stress and RTQ and selenium, and but I do not have that.
You could keep him on the You could keep him on the Cell Shield RTQ, which again supports the immune system and drives the auric points up, which again is for the immune system. And you could definitely add the killer biotic to it, which would allow him to. He could take anywhere from 6 to 9 a day at 218 pounds. And that's going to kind of cover all the different territories. Remember, he's not going to be getting those 115 fruits and vegetables, and so we got to come at this a little bit different direction. Okay, so that should take care of it and give him what he needs to maximize his healthfulness. And just give us a call every couple of weeks and give us an update on him. Is he able to work and he's functional?
Yes. No, his energy has been up. I think his skin complexion is improving.
Okay, good.
So I'm noticing those things.
Yeah. Do you know the color of his bowel movements? No, Are they a normal? Are they a normal brown? Or are they white or yellow?
No, normal.
Okay,
normal.
Good, excellent. So it sounds like his liver's getting happy, and that's what we want. We want a happy liver. Okay.
Well, good. I've just had to cut down those drinks. He went.
Yeah, well, that'll do it. That'll do it. Those 2 boxes a month of the Healthy Heart and Brain Pack on the go, it's called. Okay, and we'll go from there. Okay, Doug, how much time we have here?
You got about 10 seconds.
Oh, well, 10 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and take it and remind everybody, get a hold of my new book, Epigenetics. It'll teach you what nutrients are required by your genes, your DNA and RNA, and your telomeres to maximize your genetic potential for longevity, for health, for disease resistance, and intelligence. How good does that get? That's epigenetics. Okay, well, thank you so much. Our super job. So much. I'm just really very proud of you. Thank you so much, Doug and Susan. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.